12 things cats remember about you, even after years apart. Have you ever wondered what goes on inside your cat's mysterious mind? Cats are famous for their independent streaks, but their memories are far sharper than most people realize. While they might not show it the same way dogs do, cats form deep, lasting impressions of the humans they love. Even after years apart, certain moments and experiences stay etched in their memory, for better or worse. In this video, we're exploring the 12 surprising things cats never forget about you. By the end, you'll understand why your feline friend behaves the way they do, and why your bond with them might be far stronger than you think. And trust me, number 1 will completely change the way you interact with your cat. 12. The very first way you touched them. The first time you held your cat, you might not have realized you were setting the tone for your entire relationship. Cats are incredibly tactile creatures, and their first memory of your touch creates an emotional imprint. If your initial contact was gentle and calm, they'll associate you with safety and comfort for years to come. But if it was rough, rushed, or startled them, that memory can linger like a faint shadow. Even if a cat seems aloof, the sensation of that very first touch stays locked in their sensory memory. Think of it as their personal origin story with you. If you've been apart for a long time, that memory resurfaces the moment they smell you or hear your voice, pulling them back to the safety or wariness they felt during those early moments together. 11. The way you handled their fear. Cats are masters at hiding stress, but when they feel truly afraid, they will never forget how you responded. Maybe it was a thunderstorm, a loud party, or a frightening vet visit. In those moments, you either became their protector or part of the chaos. If you comforted them with quiet patience, wrapping them in calm energy instead of trying to force affection, they'll remember you as a source of refuge. That trust doesn't fade, even with years of separation. On the other hand, if you scolded them during their fear or overwhelmed them with frantic energy, they'll hold on to that association. It's not about punishment or grudges, it's survival memory. Cats evolved to remember exactly who is safe to approach during danger. Your actions in their most vulnerable moments become part of their permanent emotional map. 10. Your unique emotional weather. Cats don't just notice your moods, they record them. Over time, they create a kind of emotional weather forecast for you. They remember the way your body moved when you were joyful, the tone of your voice during stress, even the way your scent subtly shifts with anxiety or calm. Here's the fascinating part. When you reunite with a cat after years apart, they can instantly read that weather again. It's like opening an old book and recognizing the handwriting. They'll remember if you were a warm, safe breeze or a storm they had to navigate carefully. This isn't just about bonding. Cats rely on these memories to predict what will happen next. If you were consistently gentle and steady, they'll approach you with confidence. If your energy was unpredictable, they'll carry that caution with them no matter how much time has passed. 9. The rhythms of your daily life. Cats thrive on patterns, and they're quietly keeping track of your routines. The times you wake up, the sound of your footsteps heading to the kitchen, even the specific way you grab your keys before leaving. These all become part of their internal clock. When you've been apart for a long stretch, those patterns don't disappear. They lie dormant, ready to reactivate the moment you fall back into familiar habits. That's why a cat who hasn't seen you in years might immediately head to the kitchen at the exact time you used to feed them. This deep memory is tied to survival. In the wild, predictability equals safety. By remembering your daily rhythms, your cat knows when to expect comfort, food, or play. You might forget how many times you filled their water bowl or opened the blinds for them to sunbathe, but they never do. 8. The exact way you smelled. Cats experience the world through scent far more intensely than humans. Your natural smell, not perfume or soap, but you, is like a personal signature to them. It's imprinted in their long-term memory the same way a song might stick in yours. Even after years apart, that smell can trigger an avalanche of recognition. A cat who seems hesitant might suddenly relax the moment they catch your scent, because it confirms something deeper than sight or sound ever could. This is why cats often rub their cheeks on you. They're mixing their scent with yours, creating a shared identity. That shared scent becomes a living memory, a reminder that you and they belong to the same family group. 7. The places you explored together. Cats are highly spatial creatures, mapping out their environments in incredible detail. When they explore a space with you, they attach emotional meaning to every corner. That sunny windowsill where you used to sit together, the spot on the couch where they always curled up beside you. These aren't just locations, they're landmarks of your shared story. Even if the physical space changes, the memory remains. If you return after years apart and sit in a position similar to one you used to favor, your cat may gravitate toward you instinctively. It's like muscle memory, but emotional. This is why moving to a new home can unsettle a cat so deeply. Their mental map is tied to you, and when both the map and the guide vanish, it leaves a void. When you come back, even years later, you bring pieces of that lost map with you. 6. The moments you didn't notice they were watching. Cats are silent observers. Many of their strongest memories of you are formed during moments when you didn't even realize they were paying attention. Maybe it was the way you treated a guest, how you handled a fragile object, or the tone of your voice when you thought no one was listening. Cats use these observations to understand who you really are. They're less interested in the attention you give them and more in the consistent patterns of your character. This is why a cat who hasn't seen you in years might instantly trust, or distrust, you. It's not about the time apart. It's about the hundreds of tiny memories they stored away when you weren't looking. 5. The way you played, or didn't. For a cat, play isn't just fun. It's a ritual that taps into their deepest instincts as hunters and explorers. When you engaged with your cat through creative, stimulating play, you weren't just entertaining them. You were speaking to their very identity. The memory of those sessions lingers long after the toys are packed away. A specific gesture, like wiggling your fingers before a chase game, can reignite excitement even years later. On the flip side, a lack of play leaves a different kind of mark. Cats remember who gave them a safe outlet for their wildness, and who left them yearning. If you reconnect after a long absence and instinctively reach for a toy, you're speaking directly to that old memory, reminding them of joy. 4. The tone you used when speaking to them. You might think your words don't matter to your cat, but your tone absolutely does. Over time, cats build an emotional dictionary of the sounds you make. They know which tones signal comfort, which ones precede meals, and which hint at danger or anger. When you return after years apart, you don't need to reintroduce yourself through actions. A single familiar tone can bridge the entire gap. It's why some cats instantly perk up when they hear their name spoken by a former owner, even if countless other voices have called them by the same name since. The remarkable thing is how nuanced this memory is. Cats don't just recall happy or angry, they remember the specific musicality of your voice, the rise and fall, the pauses, the rhythms that make you uniquely you. 3. The promises you kept, and the ones you broke. Cats may not understand words the way humans do, but they understand patterns of trust. When you consistently delivered on your care, feeding when hungry, comforting when scared, respecting their boundaries, you created a silent promise. If you ever broke that pattern, even unintentionally, the memory of that betrayal sticks. It might be as simple as missing several meals due to travel, or accidentally stepping on their tail and not soothing them afterward. When you reunite after a long absence, this memory resurfaces immediately. Cats don't hold grudges in a human sense, but they do adjust their behavior based on past reliability. A cat who remembers broken promises may hang back at first, waiting to see if this time will be different. 2. The specific way you ended each day together. Cats notice the closing rituals of your shared time. Maybe you always turned off the lights a certain way before bed, or gave them a soft pet on the head as you passed by in the evening. These nightly patterns create a sense of closure and safety. Even years later, your cat may respond to those exact cues with surprising intensity. A particular sound at dusk or the rustle of a blanket might trigger a flood of recognition, reconnecting them to the feeling of being cared for and secure. This is why some cats seem to come alive at specific times of day, when their favorite human returns. They're reliving those closing rituals in real time. 1. The moment you left. Out of all memories, this one leaves the deepest mark. Cats don't fully grasp the concept of long-term absence, but they do feel the emotional shock when a bond is suddenly disrupted. The moment you walked out, whether for a brief trip or for years, it becomes a fixed point in their memory. How you left matters even more than how long you were gone. A calm, loving goodbye may leave them feeling safe despite the separation. But a chaotic or abrupt exit can create a wound they carry quietly for years. When you finally return, your cat doesn't just remember the present moment. They're also processing the ghost of that initial departure. That's why reunions can be such powerful emotional experiences. For them, it's not just hello again. It's a chance to rewrite the memory of goodbye. And there you have it. Those were the things your cat will always remember about you. Curious for more insights? Discover what they do when you're not looking, or learn about the times they chose you over everything else. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more.